Hi! Within this lecture, we're going to see how we can conduct an ARP attack using BetterCap. So in my Windows, if I run ARP-A like we did before, we will see the MAC addresses and the IP addresses are related to them in a table. And as you can see, my Kali Linux and my gateway over here have different MAC addresses like it's supposed to be in a regular situation. Okay, so my Kali Linux has this MAC address and my gateway actually has a lot different MAC address, but we're gonna change that, aren't we? Because we're going to run an ARP attack using this ARP.spoof module. So this is a module, and as usual I don't know how to use it, so I'm going to write help arp.spoof. So it will show me the documentation related to that specific module. So here you go, we have these commands over here like arp.spoof on, and it turns on the ARP spoofer, and we have arp.spoof off, obviously. And we have this thing arp.ban on. So this actually starts the ARP spoofer, but it kind of run a deauthentication attack like we did in the previous section. So it disconnects the target from the network, so we can even do a deauthentication attack using this module over here. But we're not particularly interested with that. We just want to do an ARP attack to be man in the middle. Okay, so before we go on and start this arp.spoof, we have to take a look at these parameters as well, because we're gonna change some of them. For example, in the first parameter, we have this ARP spoof full duplex, okay? So if this is true, both the targets and the gateway will be attacked. So this is what we regularly do to be man in the middle, right? We attack the target and we attack the gateway. We say that we are gateway to the target and we say that we are target to the gateway, so that we would be man in the middle. And by default, this is false. I don't know why this is the case, but we have to make sure that we change it to true, because we want to run this attack in a way that it will put us in the middle of the connection, and it would just attack the gateway and it will just attack the target as well. So in order to change a parameter, we use this keyword set. So after set, you can leave a space and write the parameter that you want to change, like that, arp.spoof.fullduplex, and you can hit tab in order to complete this as well. And then you leave another space and write the value that you want to set to that parameter. So in our case, we want to set it to true. So you can just say set arp.spoof.fullduplex true. So this is good. And let's go to another parameter over here. We have some internal parameter and we have some targets. Obviously, we're going to change the targets later on because we want to specify a target to run this attack on. But before, you can take a look at this ARP spoof.internal. So within this internal, if this is true, local connections among computers of this network will be spoofed. Otherwise, only connections going to and coming from the external network. So by default, this is false. Okay? So you can just use the same command in order to make this true. I'm not gonna do that by now because it works by default, but rather I'm just going to go into these targets. And I will say set arp.spoof.targets, and the target that I want to run this attack on is 10024, right? So if you want to specify more than one target, you can put a comma over here and leave a space to specify multiple targets on the same network. And again, I didn't change the internal, but if for some reason, if your attack doesn't work, I believe you should come over here and change this, okay? And then come over here and say arp.spoof on one more time in order to test this. So if I say help, as you can see, ARP spoof is running right now. So if I hit ARPA one more time, as you can see, now my Kali Linux has this MAC address and my gateway also has the same address, which means I'm man in the middle. So let me try to go to google.com to see if my connection works. Here you go, my connection works. So this is good. So let me come over here, and right now actually I'm spoofing the target. Now like we did in the man in the middle framework section, we want to get the data out of the target, right? We want to see the passwords, we want to see the usernames and other stuff as well. Let's do that within the next lecture.